What's going on, guys? So DC Comics is launching their new Absolute Universe, and it picks up directly after the events of Absolute Power. So in this all-in special, we get quite a bit about the events that led up to the Absolute Universe's creation. So it begins with Darkseid building a machine, and he describes that this machine was not only built from Element X, but made with the help of the same person responsible for the creation of the mother boxes. Now, if you're a long-time reader of DC Comics, you already know that this is a miracle machine that he's building. A miracle machine is a device that can make your thoughts reality, so it has a similar function to something like a cosmic cube. During the Final Crisis storyline, Superman tried to construct a miracle machine using Element X to undo the damage Darkseid did after he acquired the anti-life equation. So Darkseid is building a miracle machine. Now he's building this machine in a way that it'll only work for one person and it'll be binded to them by blood. So what he ends up doing is he chops off his hand and throws it into the miracle machine. So Kalibak, one of Darkseid's sons, mentions that the heroes on Earth are weak due to losing their powers, and they should strike now, and they reference the events of Absolute Power, but Darkseid disagrees because he has other plans. He mentions that days ago when the multiverse was severed, he felt a surge of power, and it awakened a hunger in him that he has to now follow. Now, Darkseid is referencing the ending of Absolute Power when Barry Allen closed the gate to the multiverse and severed the connection. I have a video explaining the finale so you guys can watch that for context. So what happens next is, since Kalibak is Darkseid's son, he technically has his blood. So what he does is he throws Kalibak into the miracle machine to complete the bonding process. So now that the machine was completely bonded to Darkseid, there was just one more piece needed to complete his goal, and that was to discover the one being who could help him understand what he was looking for, and that was Jim Corrigan, also known as the Spectre. The Spectre is an immensely powerful cosmic entity within the DC universe, and it's the embodiment of God's vengeance on Earth. The Spectre typically uses a host to carry out its judgment of humanity, and one of the most notable hosts has been Jim Corrigan, who was the Spectre's first host back during the golden age of DC Comics. So it should be clear now that Darkseid wants to become the Spectre's host and gain his knowledge to figure out why he felt that surge from the multiverse. But after discovering that Darkseid wanted to bond with the Spectre, he was encountered by the Quintessence. The Quintessence are a group of powerful beings of the highest order within the DC multiverse. So you have Ganthet from the Guardians of Oa, you have Highfather of the New Gods from New Genesis, you have the Spectre, you have the Phantom Stranger, and so on and so forth. So the Quintessence tells Darkseid that he can't bond with the Spectre, and this is because though the Spectre relies on a host, it has to choose that host. But Darkseid had a plan to work around this, which is where his miracle machine comes into play. So he confirmed that he was indeed building a miracle machine. So his plan was to use the miracle machine to fulfill his wishes of bonding with the Spectre. And though the Quintessence did try to stop him, Darkseid was successful in merging with the Spectre, so he now had all of his powers. So Darkseid would eventually encounter the Justice League, who quickly picked up on the fact that he somehow found a way to bond himself with the Spectre. But according to Zatanna, the bond wasn't quite complete. So what the heroes ended up doing was they had Zatanna use her magic along with the help of Superman to separate the Spectre from Darkseid. Now you guys are going to see the dialogue backwards. That's actually how Zatanna casts her spells. So after the League separated Darkseid from the Spectre, he quickly disappeared, but not before leaving the heroes with a strange anomaly. According to Mr. Terrific, the anomaly was a doorway to another world that was activated after they separated the Spectre from Darkseid. Now, to go a little more into detail, Terrific added that this Alpha World, as they called it, was first discovered after the Darkest Knight defeated Perpetua during the Dark Knight's death metal event. But the Alpha World was unfinished. But ever since they separated Darkseid from the Spectre, Alpha World changed and it radiated the same energy signature as Darkseid. So to really put all of this into context, as the Justice League separated Darkseid from the Spectre, he basically used his powers to populate the Alpha World the way he saw fit, and this is what will eventually become the Absolute Universe. Now, the Absolute Universe, according to Darkseid, is one created in his image, where the heroes would face greater challenges. So for example, Absolute Batman doesn't have any wealth like Bruce Wayne typically does, Wonder Woman is born in hell, and so on. So my understanding is that the Absolute Universe is essentially going to be this singular universe that Darkseid created separate from the DC multiverse. We've already gotten the first issue to Absolute Batman and it's pretty good so far, but I'm curious to see where they go with this concept. But let me know your thoughts on the Absolute Universe so far. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.